Hello, I'm Miss Tell It Like It Is. This is part 2 of things that affect us as children, affect us as adults. You know, a lot of times, whether we're men or women, as adults, we choose unhealthy people in our lives. And we ask ourselves, why? Why do we choose unhealthy people in our lives? A lot of times it's because if we reflect back into our childhood, or if we can even remember, there is something that happened to us that caused us to gravitate towards unhealthy people. And a lot of times it's some kind of abuse that's happened to us as children. And often we gravitate towards people that abuse us as an adult because when we were children, our abusers often told us that they loved us, even though they were abusing us, which we know as an adult, child abusers are not people that love children, but really they're people that hate children. They just tell you that as a child, they love you. We do this out of love, but love has nothing to do with it. It's all about control. It's all about taking the innocencies from a child because they have an evil heart. And often what they do to others or other children was done to them when they were a child. So they just continue that vicious cycle. Not everybody that get abuse someone, okay? But there are those that do. And I'm not making no excuse for them. I'm just keeping it real. But anyway, as adults, we pick these unhealthy people because subconsciously we think they love us. Subconsciously, we associate their abuse with love. And subconsciously, we don't think that we are good enough to really be loved. So we gravitate towards people that abuse us but tell us that they love us because somewhere deep inside there's a child that lives within us that never was healed or delivered from that traumatic experience of being abused. So a lot of times, mentally, we know this is not a healthy relationship. Why am I in it? Am I crazy? Why am I picking a person that talked to me like this or abused me or hit me? Why am I why can't I just leave? And then we say to ourselves, because I love this person. But it's really not love. It's a trauma bond. It's trauma that happened to you, between you and your abuser when you was a child. And you carried this trauma bond all your life, even though your abuser may be far away from you now. And you started gravitating towards those that abuse you because subconsciously you identified that with love, but yet subconsciously you really didn't feel good enough to be loved because you still blame yourself subconsciously for the abuse that happened to you as a child that you had nothing to really do with. It wasn't your fault. But it was that nasty, evil adult that chose to take your innocence. And now you have to heal. Now you have to tell yourself that you are not worthy of abuse. You're too good for abuse, in other words. Worthy is the wrong word to use. But that you're too good for abuse. You have to divorce that abused child that's within you. You have to tell that abused child, it's okay. Forgive yourself. Forgive your abuser. And then you have to tell that abused child, over a period of time, through writing, through analyzing, through forgiving yourself, through doing self-work. Eventually, in the end, you have to tell that abused child, I divorce you. I set you free. You are free to go now. You are free to be at peace. That's the only way you can stop repeating the vicious cycle of getting people that abuse you. And I'm talking to myself too, because through telling you, I've lived the abuse and I know. So I'm talking from experience. I'm talking through self-analyzing myself. How and why was I attracted to all the wrong men that showed me abuse? How did I fall for the wrong men and the good men I ran from? Because they weren't exciting enough. It wasn't that they weren't exciting enough. They were not what I was used to knowing. What I got used to as a child was the abuse. Because I developed that trauma bond between my abuser. I carried that bond subconsciously. And that spirit of brokenness was in me, that spirit. And that same spirit, that same like spirit, attracted other broken people that were abusers, that probably had some trauma in their lives. And an abuser can be one that abuse you, verbally, mentally, not just always physically, and physically. But an abuser is anybody who treats you like shit, or treats you bad, or don't respect you. That's an abuser. And often abusers have unresolved issues in their lives, and they feel like they have to abuse others in order to feel good about themselves. So they have to control someone. They have to be over somebody. They have to dominate in order to feel good about themselves, because they feel shitty. Because maybe, just maybe, their abuser controlled and dominated them. So they got that trauma bond of controlling and abusing someone, because that's the bond they developed with their abuser. Or maybe someone in their family abandoned them. And they hold on to you so tight, and they control you, and they try to dominate and possess everything you do, because they're afraid of being abandoned. See, it's true, baby. What happens to you as a child affects you when you're an adult. But you have to go down memory lane. You have to try to remember. And if you don't fret. It will come back to you. But it's time. Like it did me. It came back when it was time. See, I knew something was wrong in my life. See, I knew I wasn't just making these bad choices in my life just to be making them. I knew it was a cause and effect. It was a reason why I was making these choices. Now, the question is, what am I going to do about it? Well, that means I have to work on me. I have to work on breaking that trauma bond and breaking that cycle of choosing people that are abusers and treating me like I don't deserve to be treated. And whether you're a male or you're a woman, you have to do the same thing if you want to be happy, if you want to be free. And baby, prayer is a good thing too, baby. Prayer is a good thing. It could never hurt to pray and to ask your Creator to help you. Help me to forgive. Help me to heal. Give me direction. Show me. Help me to forgive. Help me to heal from this bitterness. Help me, Creator, to divorce that abused child. Set that child free that's within me. Let that child know it's okay. You didn't cause this. You can forgive yourself now. You can leave. You can be free. You know what? I believe when you are free, then you are able to be yourself. And then you stop attracting all these broken spirits that are within the houses of other people. Because believe me, a broken spirit recognizes another broken spirit. See, because we are not just physical beings, baby. We are spiritual beings with a soul and a spirit. In fact, that who we really are is who we were before we entered the physical part, this house of clay. We were here before we became physical beings. Our spirit and our soul was here. We were just birthed into a house of clay and then birthed through a woman's birth canal or taken by C-section. But who we really are, we're not our bodies. We're not our bodies, baby. Our bodies is just a house of clay to house our soul and our spirit. So a lot of times, in order to be free, that spirit of brokenness has to be set free. That abused child has to be set free. So we can be free, and so our true selves can come forth. Not our broken self. Saying that, I must tell it like it is, and I told it like it is. I hope that these videos are helping someone to reflect in their life. For me, it's not about YouTube success. It's about helping someone out there that needs help through sharing my own personal experiences in life. Because I personally have a love for humanity and for people that are broken and that are going through, and there are many people that are going through something in their lives. And it all started back when they were a child. So saying that, this is the second half of why. The first video was called Why. And this is the second part of why. And basically, why do we make the choices that we make in life? And a lot of times we make the choices we make in life because what has happened to us in our childhood that affect us as an adult. And self-analyzation is very important, because when you can eventually pinpoint why you have made these choices, then you can start slowly working on changing yourself. Because God helps a man who chooses to help himself. You can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink. But when you are tired of being miserable and going through turmoil in your mind, then you will start searching. You will start, doing self-reflection, to asking yourself, why have you made some decisions you have made in your life? Some people, it's gotten so bad for them, they've literally ended up in the legal system because of the things that's happened to them as children. And I don't judge them either, okay? I'm not a judge, the word says, judge not that ye be not judged. The same measure you judge, God will judge you. So it's important never to judge anybody, because at the end of the day, you don't know what the hell they came from. You don't know what they went through in their lives. And you don't know why the hell they are like they are. Only the Creator himself knows. So there's only one judge, and that's the Creator. That is the only judge. You can't judge anybody. There may be physical judges on this earth, okay? But the law, the physical law, and the law of the Creator are two different laws. Saying that, have a great day. I'm going to tell it like it is. I'm out.